So I was out hiking, met another hiker who was complaining about all the destruction throughout the parks throughout San Francisco, and how around the Bay Area here in California we're seeing massive destruction of our wildlands. We talked for a while, and different people were talking about different things, about how soon there was more than just both of us. There was 3 people all enjoying the discussion. And the discussion quickly changed over to the haves and have-nots, the wealthy against the poor and the middle class. All these classes, you would have thought by now we would have gotten rid of all these horrible classes, the low class, the middle class, the high class, the super wealthy, the bougie elite, and then you have the aristocracy, or the deep state, as you want to call it. Has it ever been more obvious than in the last week here in the U.S.? See, I'm just rambling, so today's not a subject of anything. It's just rambling of irritation that I keep getting. You know, you start looking, and suddenly there's another study, and another study, and another, and you keep putting on YouTube, and you think, God, am I just spinning my wheels? This feels like just spinning the wheels, like you're not really taking it any further. I need to go live stream to try and take it a little bit more, which is very expensive, very, to do it right with cameras and all that, and the equipment, the real equipment so you can switch and all that. I know people do it on the phone, but I don't know. I thought about doing it that way. It might be the cheapest, but I don't know. I sort of like all the camera gear and the tripods and the lighting and the variation of it all. I guess what I'm saying is I need at least 1,000 subscribers. I keep getting little trickles of them, and then YouTube, of course, doesn't like that because I'm one of those non-Disney channels that's down on the lower rungs. To get up on the higher rungs, it's all about subscribers. So you've got to get a bunch of subscribers, and I don't really, it's not my thing whether I have a lot of subscribers, because the channel isn't about me being popular or anything. It's just about trying to get this message out, right? And you think about a good quality person in the White House, and and other leaders, and they all got together and they said, let's bring the world up to a type 1 society. Could you imagine that? Talk about jobs and adventure, and you'd have to start living with the planet itself, and where that could lead, what kind of cities you could build with actual other animals living with you at all times. And some places you might be walled off with glass away from them, but they still have their area and you have yours. God, it's such a dream. We haven't got anybody running here in the U.S. yet that has that kind of dream. Though I have to say, the new House Democrats are reminding me more of a older type Democrat in the 60s. Glad to see it. I hope they don't just give up. I hope they don't get bombarded so badly by the right that they just give it up, because they need to be strong. When you go into a place like that, you got to be strong. Let's take a look at the new irises. I've been talking about trying to get somebody in the White House here in the U.S. that actually is a progressive, an actual progressive with a science team, an engineer team, an environmental team, a peace team that would replace the military-industrial complex with a universal peace complex that is intertwined with other organizations that are for peace. Do you know anybody that can fit that description? Let me know. We'll go ahead and we'll make sure that that we definitely start campaigning for him. If Cortez ran, I might actually pay attention. Omar, there's some good ones starting to show up. But I still think we need to dump the Democratic Party, the Republican Party. This new candidate and these new people would get rid of lobbying altogether. They would change it to where it's every person can lobby the same amount. There's no one person that can out-lobby anybody else. And it would be the people that do the lobbying, not the corporations. You know, even Jill Stein would have worked. Unfortunately, when you run 2 or 3 times, you get so tainted with baggage, no one wants you anymore. So, once again, the Pink Barrio is looking for somebody that we can campaign for 2020. So far, I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Somebody who's not a Democrat and will not just switch over to the Democrats just so they can try and win. I think that's such a... Don't get me started on that. Somebody who's loyal to the environment and to people and the animals. Somebody who cares. Somebody who's paying attention to what's going on. Guys have any ideas? You can write them down here. We do need somebody desperately. One more thing. We need to make all of Congress and the presidency a 6-year college course. And that all the lawmakers have a law degree. So many things that a good progressive could do for the planet. One more idea before we just go completely off the rails, and that's a peace plan. Wherever there's disputed land, that land is turned into heritage land and is owned by nobody and is taken care of by a heritage foundation. No buildings or infrastructure is allowed on. It is heritage land. And that would take care of all the fighting on the planet. Such a simple, easy fix. Now, North Korea, South Korea, they could easily be united. It's the U.S. that's dividing them, because we do need an endless enemy for the military-industrial complex. Don't you agree? So, I definitely do appreciate all the comments on the last video. The comment section is just really hell for me, because I don't get to see half the comments. For some reason, several were hidden again. Not sure what they're doing or what they're... You know, YouTube, you should just listen to the channel and you'll see that the channel is a very progressive, good channel. It doesn't preach hate to anybody. I guess that's the end of my rant. I do feel better. So, until next time.